Hi, my name is Jan David Bagwell, and I go by David. Tonight I want to be answering the question, what was the impact of Christianity in the American founding? I believe when we research this topic, we find many positive and some negative impacts on America due to Christianity. You know, some of the positive impacts occurred because of the colonization of America. And what do I mean by that? I believe that many Christians were the driving force to colonize America. Why did the Christians desire to go to America? You see, I believe there are three reasons why the colonization of America was driven. It was driven in part by missionary zeal, by other Christians seeking out freedom to exercise their Christian faith, and some Christians fled to America because of religious persecution. Let's talk about each one of these three groups in a little bit more detail. The colonization of America was driven in part by missions. You know, it's the desire for the followers of Christ to see other people give their life to Jesus. When we read the document, the Mayflower Compact of 1620, it states, and I'm quoting, "Having undertaken for the glory of God an advancement of the Christian faith and the honor of our King and country, a voyage to plant the first colony in the northern parts of Virginia." I want to highlight the words, the advancement of the Christian faith. You see here, it was their very intentional goal to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with the Native Americans. Another important document is called the Charter of Carolina of March 24th of 1663. In this article, in the very beginning, it introduces several men and who their roles and what they did. And it talked about their passion and how they were excited, how they had a pious zeal, and I quote, pious zeal for the propagation of the Christian faith. They desired to share their faith to the Native Americans. I believe another reason that we have the colonization of America was driven by the freedom to exercise their own Christian faith. For example, I tell you, the Puritans felt they could not freely worship in their own way due to the Church of England and Roman Catholicism. So many came to America for a fresh start. Colonization of America was also driven by Christians trying to flee from religious persecution. There was a group in Europe called the Separatists, and they came to America to flee from persecution. They felt the Church of England was persecuting them, and many of those Separatists would become the very early Baptists. A fourth impact that I want to mention is that many of the churches that came from Europe to America were actually congregational-led churches. This brought new desires for democracy. I'll give you an example. The New England Puritans taught a congregational organization. The idea that everyone had a vote instead of a hierarchy. You had a responsibility in choosing how that church operated. You know, I also believe there were some negative impacts of Christian involvement in the American founding. Some missionaries persecuted the Native Americans for their refusal to convert to Christianity. One missionary, his name is, I may mispronounce it, is Junipero Serra. He was a Franciscan missionary to California. He was known to mistreat the Indians, the Native Americans, if they attempted to leave the Christian faith. Another example is some early colonists who were Christians practiced slavery. When you have Christians who practice slavery, this gives the credence that this behavior was morally permissible. The document titled the Germantown Mennonites in February 18, 1688, they wrote a resolution speaking against their own Mennonites who purchased slaves, and they spoke passionately against slavery. Overall, when we look at the positive and the negative impacts, I believe that Christianity coming to America has an overwhelming positive impact on our culture and our government. I want to thank you for taking the time for watching my video. Thank you so much.